Today we're taking a look at this new rear entertainment and climate control display for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y with some notable upgrades, including a new UI that follows kind of like an Apple-like UI with so many different options, even the settings that pop up here that matches with Tesla, dog mode, all those dynamic settings that you can toggle through. It has got its dedicated air vent now with the controls, so there is no more issues of airflows like the past displays, and they also now include a 4G connection with a SIM card and so many other features. And of course, you still have the YouTube, Netflix, and all of that as usual, including a CarPlay for the back. This product comes from TMA, Tesla Motors Accessory, and we have a special discount code Shiva Tesla to save you some money. For those of you who are complaining about seeing new screens every month or so, I feel you. I feel your pain. I wish a company would just produce one screen that has decent graphic with large air vent like this and just stick to that design and keep upgrading like what Tesla does through software upgrade. But they keep producing new screens, and it is my job to show you what is out there in the market, to do the thorough testing for you, show you what they added, show you what are the limitations and what are the missing features, get your feedback and pass that along to the manufacturer so they can upgrade the design in the future and incorporate some of those missing features within the display. Unfortunately, I have no control over their product development to pause them or stop them from producing this display. All I can do is show you what the display does. All right, so this is what the packaging looks like. I like that it actually comes in a decent packaging because that sometimes says a lot about the quality control they put into producing this. Some of the rear screens that we have seen just comes in some random packaging. So, hey, it's a good start. So let's look at it inside. Nice packaging again. I don't typically comment on packaging for this, but I know when I see one, as you see, it has got the wire rod, so that means it has got all the wiring here. So let's start with the wiring to see what we have got, and then we'll work our way into the actual display. So you have got the rear OBD connection. This is the larger pin, so this only works right now for the AMD cars or the ones with the blue plug in the back. The ones with the white plug in the back, the Intel, the older cars, you need to specify that when you order it. They will send you a little plug. But yeah, so this, what it looks like is this is going to connect to this unit, the controller module here. We have seen something like this in the past. Then this connects to the OBD. This is for your seat control module. So you plug this into the connection here, and then this goes and creates a Y connector to the seat control. They send you a USB-C, USB-A. I think this is for software update. We'll see what that does. And then this main connection, this one is going to connect to the display itself. So let me take out the display and show you. All right, so this is the display itself, and if you look at it, they even put some cushion to protect this sharp edges. So they put some thought into this packaging, which is a good sign. And then they have got some connections inside. There's one, this looks like an antenna for, yeah, there's a SIM card. So finally a 4G connection that works here. So we'll try it with the SIM card. And this one is just going to bypass the top USB-C plug, and then this one just connects to the wiring. So we've got everything that we need. Let's go ahead and get this started. So first step on this process is we're going to remove this top air vent here, and yours is not going to look like this because I've got a cup holder. This is a pretty sweet product here, cup holder, but basically we just have to grab it from the edge and then remove this unit, and this entire unit just comes out, and there's just this one USB-C connection that we got to remove. Now for the newer cars with the USB-C here, you're going to see this plate where all you have to do is just lift up on this plate here, and then while holding this up, you can just pull this out and then it comes out. Now, if you have a unit with a USB-A here, then there's going to be a little button that you have to pinch in the middle, and while holding it down, you just pull that out and then it comes out. So between different units, that's the difference. Next, we're going to reach underneath there and remove this panel here using a pry tool. It just depends on how many times you have removed it. I actually installed a bigger one here on mine, but mine comes out easier. I haven't put the clips yet, but it's just to cover this for now. So I already got a bunch of connections here. We're just going to use one more connection, just tapping into here, the UI connection. Next is we would put that as a bypass underneath there, but the rest of the cable need to come up, and there are two different options. So this is the one that connects to the display here in the front, and this one is your seat unit. So I would recommend you install the seat unit. As you see, it's just connection here, and then so that seat unit is connected, and this Bluetooth module or the control unit that needs to, either you can shove this here on this opening, there is some space that you can put this inside and hide it, or you can just leave it down there with a bigger cover. So if you're gonna put this up here, then you're gonna wanna remove this unit, and it comes out really easily. All you have to do is go ahead and remove this two Torx 20, I believe those screws are, and then when you remove this panel just comes out. So after you remove that, then you can easily hide this unit over here. But if you want to leave this control unit in the bottom, then all you have to do is get this cable and route it up. So how that works is just find an edge from here and then just push it in. And if you push it in just a little bit more, you can actually put your hand through here from this edge and then grab that plug that is coming from the bottom. Now here we have got other products already connected, so we're just going to do one more product using daisy chain method. So we're just going to daisy chain this plug here as well, and to do that all you have to do is push in this middle tab, and while holding this down, pull the connector out, and then push this male connector here, clicks into its place. Then take this connector from here and then make a complete connection. This way we have got a lot of products that connected together here. Now if you look at it, we have got daisy chain two different products with the Tesla's connector to make it a complete circuit. So multiple products, multiple units, and we can hide all of this using a larger cover we got from TMA. This one goes to the seat control button, and for this one we're going to route it through there, through the underneath the seat, go from here all the way towards the right, and then we'll go out and then install that. I've done this so many times. There are a lot of videos in the description below for more detailed installation. After you have routed the cable through inside and you have the plug kind of over here, there are two different options that you can go about this. If you don't mind, working on a tight space, you can also kind of pinch this in, and that's the plug that you need to reach. So that's the plug that we got to reach from here, and there's space. If you just, again, this is a tedious space and you can reach from here. That's one way. Another way is if you bend down over here and look, there is a screw right here. If you remove that screw, this whole panel kind of comes out, and then you can install the seat control button there. So those are the two different ways you can install this. I typically just go through here because there is a little bit of space. As you see, I can prop this out and then get to that plug. So I have another bypass here, as you can see, so I can show you this a little bit better. Take this plug from the central console, route it all the way underneath the seat over here. And what you do is there's a male and female. There is a female port on the seat that is facing like this way. So it's facing towards the left over here. Then what you do is you unplug the male side. So it would normally be kind of flip-flop here. So this would be facing this way. So you unplug it first, then you take the male side off the Tesla's connector and then plug it onto this female of the new harness. So you take that, you plug it in. Then you take the male end of the new harness and then you plug it into the Tesla connector there. But the space is so tight and I can't show you there. That's why I wanted to show you with this extension here. And then so essentially you are just plugging it in like that, and then it plugs into its place and you're good. That's the whole bypass. So up top here, the process is pretty straightforward. This one is based on USB-C or USB-A. In our case, it is a USB-C. So we're gonna be straight connecting this one that came from the Tesla that was connected to the rear. So we're just going to make that connection. Let's go ahead and do that next. And you just align this and push it in. Simple connection. So that should actually allow you to get the power for these USB-Cs. Now to get the power for the actual screen, we got to plug in this port that we brought it from the bottom. And this one is also pretty straightforward. Just connect this. Now this screen should be powering on right about now, and it is. So we have powered this. This is the SIM card one. We'll deal with that here in just a second, but for now we can hide this cables in, and let's go ahead and hide all of this and put this in. That's the entire installation process. So it might take you a little bit to do the wire management inside, make sure all the wires are hidden in the back before you push this clip. But this is what it looks like. I mean, looks pretty decent actually, with all of the wiring and everything. So let's go through all the functionalities and then see what this has to offer. So this is the startup animation that you see. It just says Model 3 and Y, not a particular company name, which is good. And then this is actually a really high quality graphics that you see. It shows the Type 1C. As you can see, it is an immersive type of a graphic. And then when you open this, if you have any of the doors open, so right now that door is open and it shows that. And then when you exit out of that, it shows that the seat belt is not worn on the middle passenger. Let me see if I move it to the left, if it does that. Wow. So it detects where I am sitting at, which is great. So middle, now I'm sitting at the left. So it knows where I am sitting at, which is really great. I have some feature request about that in the future. So it shows which passenger is not wearing a seat belt. I don't know if it is useful or not, but pretty cool to see that they have sensor embedded here that they're reading from Tesla's main screen to give you that information. So you can exit out of that, and this is what the main screen looks like. This is pretty similar to some of the other screens that we have seen, but it matches the Highlands screen a little bit with the seat indicator here. And this is, again, the main screen with the climate. You can increase and decrease this, so decrease the airflow. And I really like how you saw that hidden menu, the dynamic menu that pop up. That is some top-notch graphics that they work on to make this more of an integrated solution. I really like that. They did an excellent job with this, and the animation of the airflow actually increases and it reflects when you look at it here. So they did an excellent job with that. If we increase the temperature here, it also has a dynamic menu. So keep dock. This looks more like a Tesla's menu, which is, they did an excellent job with this UI. I really like it. If you look at it, clean, the circulation, the AC. I mean, this looks really, really nice. It looks very integrated. So graphics wise, they did an excellent job. If we go to the seat here, this looks very Cybertrucky. You can control all the seat heating in the back. So that's pretty decent. And if we have multiple seat heating turned on, you can close them all. This is for your seat recline. So move forward, move backward, recline forward, recline backward. We have seen that type of interface in the past. This is your music, so MP3 player. This is your MP4 player, so you can actually add an offline video and a music there. And this is your volume control for the entire car, along with the hidden menu here where you can go next, previous. So everything is included here. There's a little dial where you can swipe, and it actually changes the volume of the entire car. So keep that in mind. It's not just for the display here. It changes everything. So if we go to the main menu here, these are all the settings that you see. One thing they'd really made an upgrade is if you slide this down, this is more like an Apple type of a settings menu, and you can swipe this up and down for display brightness, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, the hotspot, the mobile data. Everything is activated and deactivated just through the swipe up button, which is really big upgrade compared to the ones that we used to see like an Android type of a settings that was really hard to navigate in the past. And it shows that, it shows the music that is playing right now, and I can just press on the home button to go to this climate menu here. So here you'll see the mobile data. The SIM card is not inserted right now. We'll insert a SIM card here in just a second, which will show here. The mobile hotspot, you can turn on and off. You can rename this rear display. This is where you can turn on the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi will be toggled and you can get all the Wi-Fi information. We just connected to one of our Wi-Fi. Next on the menu item here is Bluetooth, and you can go through different hosts or the audio Bluetooth. With audio Bluetooth, you can connect the Model 3 or Y to the main Tesla screen, and everything you play from here will go to the Tesla screen. Just keep in mind, I tested this earlier and there was a little bit of audio lag, so they still haven't figured that out. But a great thing about this is that it does have its own built-in speakers here. So you can just use the built-in speaker to play anything. You can also hook up a headphone, one headphone at a time. You can't do two headphones for both kids at the same time. The wireless headphones, you can connect one at a time, but you can connect a headphone and a gaming controller at the same time using the Bluetooth and play games and have audio. This next menu icon, of course, this is the equalizer here. You can see, you can change some of these values. I'm not too familiar with what this is, but looks like you can go through different options here and change the audio output. You can also change the loudness. So that exists. I don't think anybody asked for that, but it is there. And then the app, of course, you got YouTube, Play Store, Chrome, Z-Link 5. This is to connect Carplay in the back. I don't know why Carplay would be useful for your passengers, but it is there if you want it to. Netflix works, Disney Plus does not work. No matter what they tell you, I have tried it, it does not work. And for all the displays in the past, they say that Disney Plus works. It may work for a day or two when they preloaded the APK that worked, but then it stops working. So give it a week and then Disney Plus will not work. The reason is because these things are not Google certified. They are APK installed. That means you manually install the Disney Plus here. Unless you want to keep installing a Disney Plus every single time trying to find an APK that works, Disney Plus, probably you shouldn't get your hopes high. Disney Plus is not going to work. Netflix works great. YouTube works great. Google Chrome works great. You can search for anything. Now on to the settings. You can change from auto to night to daylight mode. There's also the automatic date and time changes, 24-hour. You can go through the network. So this is all, and then the language you can change. File, this is the local storage versus the USB storage. We don't have a USB storage, but if you put the data plug here, this is where you can have the APKs, you can have the MP4, everything that you want to save, it will be here. You can copy and paste things here. So that's what you can do with USB. And the local storage, it has got the preloaded format here with pictures and movies and everything. And then the final one is the info. There's the system info, memory, MCU, app. I don't know what each of these does, but the OTA update, let's push there just for the fun. MCU upgrade. Let's see if it does something. Oh, it does have a MCU file. So it is upgrading it. I honestly feel like this is a gimmick though. Like they tell you that, oh, look, OTA works, but I am very skeptic. I don't think they have some kind of a server that is pushing this. It'd be great if they did that, but I feel like this is just one update. They put it in OTA so that people just think that, oh, the OTA update is working. But I have my skepticism about what this does. Anyhow, so OTA upgrade, in theory, it is there. And the info just has the rest of the information. Let's click on it. It does not update. It's just the same info here. So that's everything that this display has. And as you look at it, it is very nice with graphics, everything that they changed. It is getting to the level where it looks like more towards that Model 3 Highland with larger air vents and everything embedded. So let's talk about the SIM card here. So you get this housing with the display and you can hide this inside after you put in the SIM card. But essentially you just push this up, and when you push that, it opens, the housing opens, and it's actually pretty decent casing here. So you have got this unit where if you just use your nails and push this towards the back, this unlocks and it lifts up. So when it lifts up, you're gonna wanna put a micro SIM card, not the nano ones that you take in a modern phones these days. You're gonna need a larger SIM card. So if you look at it here, this is a micro SIM card. The inside part would be your nano SIM card. And essentially, you just put this micro SIM card in here, and then once this fits into its place, so we have got a T-Mobile SIM card, and once this fits into its place, this is where everything goes in. Then you just use this bracket and then lock it into its place. So this is fully locked in, and now we can close this and push this in to lock everything. So that's how you insert the SIM card. Let's see if we get signal here. Now we just inserted the SIM card, and if you look at it, we did get a signal. So the 4G, 5G signal is active here. Now let's see if we can get internet. Now next thing is we gotta go to network here, turn on the mobile data. So the mobile data is on, and then there's the hotspot. So you can turn on the hotspot here, and you can rename this Wi-Fi, the hotspot Wi-Fi, to whatever you want and put the password. All right, problem. I inserted the SIM card. It is an unlimited cell phone plan SIM card, which has calls, messaging, all that data and everything from T-Mobile. And I did see the signal pop up there, the 4G signal pop up, but I could not get any data. I went to Google Chrome, it says no internet. So I contacted T-Mobile and they say that I'm gonna need a dedicated data only line. So I couldn't go ahead and do that today because I don't want to just go ahead and get a data only line. I have no use for that line. But even with that, I'm not sure if it is going to work or not because I couldn't test it, right? So I'm just going off of what the manufacturer is telling me, that as long as the cell phone provider supports it, it is going to work. And they say that it's very limited for the moment. They do not support 5G. They only support these frequencies. I honestly do not know what that means, but these are the frequencies that they say they currently support. So check with your local service provider. And also T-Mobile asked me what is the IMEI number for this if I wanted to get a dedicated data only line, and I can't find the IMEI number here. I'm still waiting for an answer from TMA. I believe they are right now in their New Year's vacation, so they haven't responded to me of what the IMEI number is. So I didn't go and get a data line, but just keep that in mind. I was not able to independently verify it, and I have some skepticism of how this is going to work. I did see the signal, so that gives me hope that this actually works, but again, no guarantees. You're probably gonna have some issues. All right, let's talk about the good and the bad about this screen. I really like that they figure out the Airvents situation here, and this looks very OEM. It matches with some of those Model 3 Highlands that we have seen, so you can easily adjust this and control this, which was one of the biggest complaints we had on the other rear screens in the past, where the air vents were either too tiny or they took up a lot of space, but you couldn't adjust this. But now you can adjust this fully. So that's a big plus with this. So I give them credit for that. And also, this has made this kind of match with the interior. This does not look out of place. I also really like the UI upgrades that they have made, especially with some of these hidden UIs that you can see here, the dog mode, the camp mode. They did some work with the UI, which is always a welcome upgrade. I also really like the installation process. It was super easy installation, under 15 minutes of installation, and you get everything integrated. We don't have to remove the chip, the USB-C chip from the back. We don't have to remove all of those complicated panels. Everything was fully embedded in that. I also like that they're offering the 4G LTE service, with the caveat that I was not able to independently test it, but it is there and I saw the signal pop up. So that gives me hope that they are going to figure this out soon, because that would solve a lot of issues. Like, you don't have to keep connecting your phone's LTE to this every single time. It has a dedicated LTE service and you can use it as a hotspot for everybody else in the car. So I really hope they figure that out soon. Now, some of my dislikes about this display. Of course, the 4G did not work for me. Maybe it is T-Mobile, maybe it is them. So that is something that is still in the gray area. I hope that they clear that out and even support 5G in the future. Another thing that is still missing from this is I'm still looking for a lock screen where I just tap on that lock and it is a password protected lock. I don't want people messing with the audio from the back, and especially kids. If you just have a little lock that they can just press and it unlocks, then they could just mess with the audio, airflow, adjusting the seat. I don't want none of that. I want to be able to lock that down when I want it to. So I really hope that they incorporate a password protected design where there's a lock screen where I just password protected and they can still watch YouTube and whatnot, but the settings would be locked out. So I'm still waiting for that solution, and hopefully somebody makes that in the future. Another thing that I'm waiting for is for this screen to only turn on when somebody is sitting in the back. So right now I'm sitting in the back and the screen clearly knows I'm sitting on the middle seat here because it shows with the seatbelt icon that I'm sitting in the middle seat. And we tested that earlier. We went to the right seat, left seat. So all I want them to do is, if they do not detect anyone sitting on the rear seat after turning on the display for like 30 seconds, then just turn off the display or put it on a dark mode where it is not a bright display in the back. That becomes very annoying when I'm trying to drive at night and nobody's in the back and the display is just lit up in the back. And so I would like, to turn it off, I would have to reach back and try to figure out where that turn off button is. So I really hope that they figure it out where I don't have to manually turn it off, that when nobody is in the back seat, it turns off on its own. And finally, the bezel size are really large on these screens. If they made the bezel size a little bit narrower, I feel like the screen size could have been a little bit bigger. So I hope they figure that out in the future design as well. But as always, what is your feedback about this display? Your likes, your dislikes, comments for this company to make the display better in the future design? What are you still missing? Please let me know in the comment section below. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, interact with our videos. Any engagement counts. It helps us greatly bring videos like this in the future. Thank you very much. I'll be back again with another Tesla accessory.